right, sports fans, we are here in Moncton at the LeBlanc Training Dojo here. Johnny LeBlanc, world-renowned Kyokushin champion. I must bow to Sensei. Dos. Impressive, very impressed with the class here this evening. You've been running classes here for the last 14 years, a couple classes a day. Maybe tell us a little bit about what you've got going on here in the Maritimes with your coaching clinic.
I'm a dojo operator at 8 different locations, mainly in southeast New Brunswick, and 2 other dojos are affiliated with me. So we're 10 dojos altogether in New Brunswick.
Wow. And you've been you're going 6 days a week here. You've got a couple classes a day. Maybe tell us a little bit about how much interest there is in Kyokushin Karate, as well as how busy your schedule is here in teaching the young students.
Yes, I teach 6 days a week, normally about 3 classes a day, and it's very popular. Kyokushin in New Brunswick. It has lots of history. It's been around for close to 40 years.
Yep.
So.
And you've trained specifically, you were in Vancouver for a number of years, been to Japan. Maybe tell us a little bit about your background with Kyokushin and the training that you've received.
I originally started Kyokushin when I was 10 years old in 1982 in Moncton, New Brunswick here. And I trained for 10 years. And then I moved to Vancouver when I was 21. And that's where I joined Tatsuji Nakamura, one of my senseis, one of my coach, and he was a world-class fighter. So I became his apprentice, and then the rest is history,
Well, like you said, you competed at the world level here in Kyokushin. You guys have a competition coming up here in Calgary as well, and you've got some fighters that are ranked in the world here as well under your tutelage. Maybe tell us a little bit about some of the students that you have going out to compete here in Calgary in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've selected 18 team members, all students from kids age to adults, and they've all competed and qualified, like they've won their category, so they made Team New Brunswick. Some of them are already Canadian or North American level champions, and I have one fighter actually finished top 8 in the world back in 2019 in Japan. So we're getting ready to go to Calgary. It'll be our 3rd time competing in Calgary.
Already, so he's already won the national level. He's already competed international level. Maybe tell us about what you have in store for him if he's going to be able to compete, like you said, in Japan, such as yourself.
Well, the last time he competed in Japan was in 2019 in the fall, and then just a few months after the pandemic started. So we haven't been too active since the pandemic. Yeah. And then this is our first real national tournament that we're going back to. So. Before the pandemic, we were competing at a lot of different tournaments, probably 3 or 4 times a year. Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, New York, LA, and then once in a while Japan. I have 2 fighters that made it to Japan. So.
And that's basically the world level at that point when they're going overseas.
Yes, it doesn't get any higher than that for our style or our organization.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, a lot of great athletes here, learning under Sensei LeBlanc. Like I said, the competitions themselves, where martial arts usually seem as self-defense, but you're also sort of judged on your offense as well. What is it that you sort of teach the competitors going into a competition on how to win their bout here with the judges?
Kyokushin Karate is not just about fighting. There's other aspects like it's called Kihan or Ito Gecko. It's more the basics. And then after that, there's Kata. And then we work really hard in all aspects of karate. And then the last thing is Komate, which is fighting, the fighting style.
So a number of levels to the tournaments themselves, and sort of like you said, culminating with the fighting or the combat at the end. So very interesting to see, especially here in action here at the dojo. So any predictions or anything that for people that are interested in possibly joining? I know you're busy as it is, but opportunity for people to come out and take part in these classes.
Yes, I teach. I start teaching from ages from 4 years old to all the way up to, I think my oldest student is 57. Wow. So lots of teenagers also and adults, and a lot of different variety of classes. Kids classes, after school classes, adult only classes, and family classes where all students can join up and train together.
Awesome. Well, like you said, it's a great workout, a great family activity, and like you said, lots of success to you here on your tournament out in Calgary.
Okay, thanks very much.
Appreciate
They're
it.
working very hard, so they've been working hard for a few months now, 3 to 5 times a week. So I'm pretty strict with the training. So I think they're getting tired of the training. They just want to compete. So
Like you said, you put in the work, you'll reap the rewards. So I'm sure with the teachings here, they'll be very successful in Calgary.
yeah, exactly. Thanks very much.
All right, we are here with Senpai Jeremy.
Us.
Us. Jeremy. Senpai here, basically a coach here within the dojo. You talked to your sensei. You've competed here on the world stage, LA, New York, Japan. Maybe take us through a little bit about what your role is here in the dojo and some of your past fight combat experience.
Okay, so right now we're training for a tournament in Calgary. And kata is a really important part of karate. It's moving basics. You move your feet and your hands, and it's almost like a dance.
Okay.
Like it's repetition, and it's always the same. And I'm teaching the kids and the adults that are competing. We're about 6 or 7, and I'm trying to teach them how to perfect those little mistakes. Teach them power and speed with every technique to wow the judges and make them win trophies, hopefully. And I really like it because it's been one of my passions in karate, because I'm a perfectionist by nature, and it's just a way that I can always improve myself. And I really like it. And sometimes I coach fighting too, because I've had 8.5 years of experience. So I always help out around the dojo when sensei needs it, and it's my pleasure to do it anytime he asks me.
Well, like you said, and it's martial arts itself being a discipline, you have to be very disciplined in the kata to perfect those moves. Maybe tell us a little bit how much discipline within the training really is an important part of the Kyokushin.
Yeah, without discipline, there's no karate. You have to push yourself, to motivate yourself to be the best version of yourself every time you come to karate. That's the only way you'll improve. And you have to discipline yourself to respect the others too. You have to be quiet, you have to listen, you have to always collaborate well with others. And like I said, discipline is the basis of karate, right there with respect.
No, absolutely. Very, like I said, very respectful sport. You'll see how they greet their sensei and their senpais with closing on the night. Like you said, you've already been competing here for a number of years, 8 years. You're only 17. Maybe tell us a little about your journey, through Kyokushin Karate so far, and where it's taken you across North America.
Yeah, I started in 2014. I was just a small kid. I was timid, nervous, always shy, but karate really helped me with that, develop my confidence, my just overall ability to manage my emotions.
Okay. Yep.
And I've been competing since probably 2016. It takes a few years because you have to get used to it and have to get good at it. But I started with local tournaments, and once I started winning those, Sensei brought us to Montreal, we always like going there because it's a 10-hour drive. You get to enjoy it with your friends, and then it's always a friendly tournament. And then after went to Calgary a few times, and that's great as well, friendly people. And Toronto, Vancouver too. That's all the places in Canada. There's also, once you win a national tournament in Canada, you can go to the US, a North American tournament, like LA, which is one of my favorite ones, seeing the Hollywood Boulevard and all the stars. And the overall tournament is huge, and there's a lot of competitors. There's also New York, which is a great city, and a lot of great fighters. And once I won in LA in 2019, I was eligible to go to Japan at the end of the year. So I trained 6 months, like 5 times a week for 2 hours. And finally in November, went to Japan, me and Senpai Kris, which is another black belt from our dojo. And we fought really hard. There's some top level fighters over there. I got top 8. Senpai got top 128. There was about 200 competitors. It was a huge tournament. Yeah. But overall experience was really great. Met a lot of good people and really fun.
And like you said, world-class tournament, and you're competing there at such a young age already. So lots of good things happening. The big sort of national tournament coming up here in Calgary. What are your expectations here for the team that you're bringing out west?
I really hope that we do well. The 2 times we went with the team, we won the Calgary Cup, which means that our team won the most first places, second places. So overall, our team did the best at the tournament. So hopefully we can win it a 3rd time in a row and prove to them that New Brunswick is strong. And there's a lot of first-time fighters in our team this year, so I hope they'll have a good experience and learn some stuff over there and hopefully win too. It's a great experience winning your first tournament outside New Brunswick.
No, for sure. Well, look forward to seeing you winning some more tournaments, and all the best out in Calgary here in March.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we are here with Kris LeBlanc, who's getting ready to go out March 18th, big tournament out in Calgary. You've been working hard, putting in the work here in the dojo. Maybe tell us a little bit about how excited you are to go out and compete at a national tournament here in Taekwondo, or Karate.
Well, I'm very excited, and I think I'm going to do very well, so I train a lot hard, so...
Is this your first tournament, or is this going to be...
It's going to be my 2nd tournament.
Nice. And you've been putting in the work here. I saw you working on your kicks. What's your favorite part about training here at the dojo?
I like to do kicks.
Yeah.
My favorite kick is the spinning back kick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. Don't be bringing that out on me here. What was it that sort of get you interested in karate to start with? Some guys play baseball or hockey, but you sort of got into martial arts. What was the reason?
Like, I always did like martial art, and it helped me on my confidence. Yeah. And I wanted to do kicks and punch and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Like you said, so when you go out to Calgary now, when you go to tournaments, what is it that you sort of focus on when you're going in to compete? Are you working on your kata? Are you working on sort of competing?
Well, I will not go to the kata, so I'm going to do the fighting.
Okay, yeah.
I'm good at that, so I'm going to do... we've been focusing on the spinning back kick, so I'm going to use it there, and we'll see about that. So.
Do you think your opponent's going to expect a spinning back kick?
Absolutely no way.
No. So you're going to pull it out and surprise them with it?
Yep.
Wow, okay. So, like you said, you're still a young fellow. What are you looking to accomplish maybe within, the sport of Kyokushin or Karate as you grow up?
My dream on karate, my ultimate goal is to go Japan.
Oh,
to
really?
Japan.
Okay. Yeah.
Do a tournament. Yep.
Awesome. Well, your sensei's been to Japan. You got a couple senpais that have been there. So, like you said, you're looking to go there as well.
Yep.
Well, we're going to look forward to seeing you competing here in New Brunswick and across Canada. So we'll keep an eye out for Kris LeBlanc in the karate scene. All right, so we are still here at the dojo, and we're talking with Cassandra Green, competing in the women's division. Big tournament coming out in Calgary. Maybe tell us a little bit about how you got started in Kyokushin Karate to start with.
My full family has been doing karate. It started with my brother, then my father, and then my dad put me in karate in 1st grade. And then since then, I've just been doing it until now, and it's really fun, and I love it.
Yeah. So already at the brown belt level, I guess you didn't really have a choice of joining a karate, I guess, with dad and brother there. Do you guys throw any kicks around the house? Is there somebody in the house that's really the person to look out for here?
My mom keeps us in control a little bit, but when she's not there, we usually fight each other. Like, we don't mess with each other at home.
No. And not that you'd want to, I guess, either, with some brown belts and black belts in the house. No. So, like you said, competing here, as a woman, in itself, at the world national level here. Tell us a little bit about going out to Calgary and what your expectations are for this tournament here with your team.
Well, out here, we don't really have a lot of women, so I fight more like men or boys my age, and it's very different. So I haven't fought girls really my age for like 5 years. Gotcha. And even here, Nancy, she's probably like in her 30s, 40s. Well, I fought her, so I don't really know what like my real competition is. So I'm really excited to see like what I'm at and like what it's really like to fight girls my age.
Yep. So. Well, you keep beating up on your brother and your dad, you'll certainly find out. What is it about not your game, but the discipline of karate? What's sort of your strong points? Is it your kicking? Is it your striking? Is it being able to block?
It's certainly kicking. I feel like I've always been called low kick girl because I've always kicked and kicked. Yeah. Because when we're young, we always have chest protectors. Okay. So then my dad was like, kick the leg, kick the leg, kick the leg. And I've always been doing it and it worked for me. So I've just been keep doing it and getting my punches stronger. So then my combo gets better. So then my kick gets stronger too.
Gotcha. So. Working the full game.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you say for other young girls looking to get into karate? How much fun is it for you? And would you encourage other people to sort of come in and even try out the sport?
Yes. I feel like as girls, we don't really, not a lot of girls know, like they don't really get told like to do karate or it's like a boy sport, but it's a sport for everyone and everyone can do it, and it's good to have self-defense, and I feel much more confident in doing it, and I just feel like everyone else. I don't feel like inferior or more smaller. I just feel the same, and such a good community here, so I think it's anyone can join. So.
Yeah. So you've been in the dojo here with Sensei LeBlanc. Tell us a little bit about, learning from him, having been sort of a master here at Kyokushin and coming back from Japan and Vancouver to sort of impart his teachings here to the local, dojo attendee.
Yes. I feel like he's been a great teacher. He's really taught me a lot, like discipline and how to push myself. Even now, like I go to the gym, I know how to really push myself, and I never like put a limit. So I feel like he's really taught myself how to evolve myself and like always go hard, and he's really been a great teacher.
Yeah. Well, like I said, very successful here with his dojos and clinics here in the Maritimes and in Moncton. Want to wish you all the best out west of Calgary at the competition, and like I said, we'll be looking for you here in New Brunswick as well.
Yes, thank you.
Cheers.
This is Drake Battleship from the Ottawa Senators. You're watching Across the Line on Rogers.
All right, so joined by Andre Barrio here from the Johnny LeBlanc Dojo in Moncton. Already won a tournament here locally in Moncton, getting to go out west here, Calgary, to compete nationally. Maybe tell us a little bit what your expectations are going out here to sort of compete on the national level.
Well, for sure, going to Calgary is going to be an experience, first and foremost. We are training hard, so we really want to do well in Calgary. One of the things that's fun for me is I'm actually going there with my son, which actually is doing very well in karate here. I actually started karate at the same time as him here. So it is sort of a family affair that we're going there and that we're going to compete together, and always going to try to do our best.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good family trip then. You got a couple kids here, do you, competing in karate?
Well, we have two. Well, me and my son Nademi are going to Calgary, but my three kids are all here tonight. Actually, that we just finished the course all together, and so I come here with my three kids on a regular basis.
Yeah. So definitely a family affair, and I'm sure a trip to remember here coming up, going out west. What was it that sort of got you into karate, I guess, to start with here, and including the family with it?
Okay. Well, I did karate when I was young, but only for a short time, like a year or two. Was beginning of high school and all that, and pretty much faded away a bit at that time just because of the age and all that. Yeah. And I restarted really because family thing again. Yeah. My son started in kindergarten when he was there. We went to the school. Yeah. Sensei was there. He really had like a good energy, and we joined in. Well, we joined in. He joined in, after 2-3 months that I saw that he was liking it, instead of being sitting on the sidelines and watching, I'm like, well, I'm going to go and do something too.
Yeah.
Exercise always important, and I started since then. So now it's been 5 years, a little bit over 5 years that we've been going. He's in grade 5 now, so. And since then, I've been training harder and harder and getting, I first started with family classes, bringing him to kids classes, so joining in when I could.
Yeah.
And then with time, I actually joined more the advanced classes and all that. And actually, since he's been competing and getting into tournaments, he's now joining me also back at the more advanced classes and that. So, yeah, and since the last couple of years, I brought in my other 2 kids that are at that age, and so we're coming together.
Wow. So like you said, family time here at the dojo, but you're sort of competing at the advanced classes. What is it about sort of competing sort of in the combat as well, for yourself that, that you like about that?
It's hard to explain, but sometimes it just feels good to be hit into and all that. It's a weird way to say it, but it is something that I enjoy, just seeing what we can do. And what's fun about it at the same time is we can compete very strongly here, but we're also friends and with everybody here, and we all give advice, and we also train. So the people that have the hardest fights against, they're going to give me pointers afterwards. I'll give them pointers of what we saw and all that. So we all work together, even if we're competing against one another. So it really is like a good karate family, also.
Yeah, so everybody's working to make everybody better, right? So great way to compete and to make work hard and get better at it. So wow, impressive. So any expectations or what you want to get out of the tournament in Calgary?
Well, expectations, I want to try to win. I'm going there to try to win, and expectations, I can say I'm hoping to, but do my best for sure, and get an experience and really see what we can do over there. And but it'll be also to see how everybody on our team can do, cheer on everybody on our team, and hopefully we can come back with the Calgary Cup.
Yeah, well, like I said, it sounds like it's going to be a great tournament and a great experience for you and the family. Want to wish you all the best and appreciate taking some time for us.
Thanks.